Expose how a UK convict got a visa to enter Canada. Welcome back to Canada Chronicles. Today we're diving into one of the most shocking immigration controversies in recent memory. A case that's sparking national outrage and could completely change how Canada screens people at its borders. A convicted criminal from the United Kingdom managed to get a visa and enter Canada, and now the fallout is raising serious questions about the country's immigration system, accountability, and public safety. In this video, we'll break down what really happened inside Parliament, what the government is saying, and how this case is pushing lawmakers to take urgent action. Stay tuned until the end, because we'll also explore whether this single case could reshape Canada's immigration laws and what that means for the future of border security and trust in the system. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Canada Chronicles and turn on notifications so you don't miss the latest updates on immigration, policy, and life in Canada. Let's get started. A parliamentary clash over immigration screening. A heated exchange in the House of Commons this fall thrust Canada's immigration screening process into the spotlight. During question period, Conservative MP Michelle Rempel-Garner demanded to know how a man convicted in the United Kingdom of a serious sexual offense could have been issued a Canadian visa. The man, identified in UK records as Gulfam Hussein, was convicted in 2017 and placed on the country's sex offender registry. According to opposition MPs, Hussein entered Canada on a visitor visa in 2023. Once his past conviction became public, the revelation triggered outrage and demands for accountability. The government defended its vetting procedures, claiming Canada has one of the most secure admissibility systems in the world, while pointing to planned reforms through Bill C-2, known as the Strong Borders Act, what the government acknowledges. Public Safety Minister Gary Anandasangari told Parliament that the Canada Border Services Agency is carrying out the largest removal plan in its history, with more than 20,000 inadmissible individuals set for deportation this year. He said Hussein's case underscores why modernization of the system is underway. The Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada Department stated that while it cannot discuss individual files, every visa decision goes through multiple stages of security and criminality screening. Officials said anyone later found inadmissible is referred to the border agency for removal under the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. How could it happen? Under Canada's immigration law, people convicted of serious crimes are barred from entering the country. However, experts note that the process depends heavily on self-disclosure and international data sharing. If someone hides their criminal history and foreign databases fail to flag it, an application can slip through initial screening. A retired border officer explained that Canada's system functions well in principle, but faces gaps when international registries are not fully connected. The United Kingdom's offender registry, for instance, is not automatically linked to Canada's case management system unless shared through channels such as Interpol. Since Hussein reportedly moved to Spain after his conviction, that may have complicated the record-matching process even further. The legal process after arrival. When Hussein's criminal history came to light, immigration officials declared him inadmissible for serious criminality and misrepresentation. He then filed a pre-removal risk assessment, arguing that returning to Pakistan could expose him to honor-based violence. Court records from 2025 show that his counsel faced cost penalties for presenting fabricated case citations. The federal court rejected his efforts to reopen proceedings, clearing the way for the border agency to continue the removal process. Legal experts emphasize that while due process is essential, it often prolongs enforcement. According to Toronto immigration lawyer Lorne Waldman, these applications are safeguards, but they frustrate the public when outcomes appear clear. Bill C-2, the Strong Borders Act. Introduced in June 2025, the Strong Borders Act aims to strengthen border management and admissibility procedures. The legislation enhances data sharing with allied countries, speeds up visa cancellations when new security information surfaces, and increases penalties for document fraud. It also gives the border agency expanded authority to deny entry or detain travelers in coordination with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Supporters believe it will close the loopholes revealed by cases like this. However, organizations such as the Canadian Civil Liberties Association have warned that expanded powers must come with stronger oversight to avoid privacy violations. Public reaction and political fallout. The revelation triggered a national debate about how Canada balances openness with security. A recent poll found that most Canadians believe screening has become less strict over the past decade, while two-thirds of respondents support automatic visa revocation when serious criminality is discovered. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre argued that the incident shows the government has lost control of the border, while Liberal ministers insisted the case represents an isolated failure in a system that processes millions of applications each year. Still, even within the government, officials admit the optics have been damaging at a time when immigration remains a defining issue leading into 2026. What the numbers reveal. Data obtained by journalists show that between 2015 and 2024, authorities identified roughly 17,000 foreign nationals with undisclosed criminal backgrounds. About 11,000 were removed, while the rest remain in legal proceedings or left voluntarily. The Immigration Department says recent upgrades include mandatory fingerprinting for visa-required countries, expanded biometric data sharing with partners like the US and the UK, and the use of artificial intelligence to detect inconsistencies in applications. Early indicators suggest a 19% improvement in uncovering false or incomplete information. Why public trust matters. Public confidence is the cornerstone of Canada's immigration policy. For decades, Canadians have supported relatively high immigration levels because they trust the system to be fair and secure. High-risk cases like this threaten that balance. University of Ottawa professor Errol Mendes explains that policymakers must show Canadians that compassion and vigilance can exist together. Politicizing these incidents, he says, risks undermining the contributions of newcomers while distracting from real reform. Thanks for staying with us this far. We appreciate your time and hope you're finding this information valuable. Could one case reshape Canada's immigration laws? Government insiders confirm that this controversy has accelerated long-planned reforms. A new joint task force between the Border Agency and the Immigration Department began auditing all temporary resident visas issued in 2022 and 2023 to identify undisclosed convictions, with results expected early next year. The Strong Borders Act, now in its second reading, would allow real-time data exchange among Five Eyes partners, immediate visa suspensions pending investigation, and a new offense for concealing serious criminality. If passed, it would be the most sweeping border security reform since 2001. Civil society groups caution that automatic bans could trap individuals with old or minor offenses, but public demand for tougher vetting remains strong. Analysts note that the political cost of leniency now outweighs the risk of overcorrection. Beyond politics, building a reliable system. Experts agree that Canada must combine technology, oversight, and fairness to restore trust. Their recommendations include linking international offender databases under strict privacy safeguards, establishing independent oversight with annual public reports, creating specialized immigration courts for criminal inadmissibility, and keeping risk reviews only for credible humanitarian claims. The Border Agency has already begun pilot projects using machine learning to cross-match visa data with international watch lists. In 2025 alone, early trials flagged over 4,000 potential anomalies before travel. Officials plan to implement the technology nationwide by 2026. Industries such as agriculture, construction, healthcare, and food services, which depend on both temporary foreign workers and permanent residents, are watching these reforms closely. Stronger vetting and faster processing could help fill labor shortages while ensuring the integrity of Canada's workforce programs. From problem to policy, a system under reconstruction. Although the details of Hussein's removal are confidential, government documents confirm he has been found inadmissible and is awaiting deportation. The incident stands as both a warning and a turning point, proof that even one lapse can expose systemic weaknesses. The Strong Borders Act, greater border agency authority, and improved data integration mark Canada's effort to rebuild confidence without sacrificing fairness. Success will depend on sustained transparency, funding, and political will. For now, Canada's immigration system, once viewed as one of the world's most secure, is undergoing serious self-examination. If the lessons from this controversy lead to lasting reform, the failure that allowed a convicted criminal into the country could ultimately make the system stronger. Canada's immigration system has always been built on trust, a belief that every person entering the country has been properly screened and poses no risk to public safety. As this case shows, One oversight can shake that confidence and ignite sweeping reform. The Strong Borders Act and new screening measures may soon redefine how Canada balances fairness and security. Whether this becomes a lasting moment of accountability or just another political battle remains to be seen. What's certain is that the pressure to fix the system has never been greater. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates on Canada's immigration policies and national developments. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.